Ooh, tap, taste, swallow, walla. Bing, let me stop because that is not the energy that I want to be on this live. Anyway, I cannot do the full video right now because I want to have all the receipts in front of me for when I get ready to do this. But I have to give y'all some really brief updates. So, yesterday, the funding source whose name I've never mentioned on live because that's how much I respect the support. Never ever mention the name because that's just bad business. That's not how you do business. And so, but yesterday, because we received a message in error, um, it was confirmed that nobody would be getting any funds. You know, that 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 nobody's getting any funds, and it was crazy because that's what I said. I said it's kind of early because that's not typically the funding time. You know, that's not typically the time that you get those funds. So so that was a relief for me because we don't have to work together anymore. We don't have to collaborate anymore. I don't have to feel extorted. But the person lied and made so many allegations. They they call themselves a trans man and said that I've been disrespecting them, calling them a lesbian and calling them a woman. When we've literally got into arguments because I've tried to call them he and give them more masculine pronouns, and they told me flat out that they are a woman and their pronouns are she. And so when you decide that you want to create animosity between me and a funding source that I've had for 10 years, and this is simple mathematics. If I have been able to receive funding from this group for 10 years and there's never been a problem until now, and I've collaborated with multiple partners, what is the common denominator? What's different about this particular collaboration that's causing issues? The mathematics are simple. They've never received lengthy emails back to back. It's never happened since 2015. I've received funding from this source since 2015. It is 2024, and there's never been a problem with all of the multiple parties that I've collaborated with. It's never been an issue. Then all of a sudden this year it's an issue. So what is different about this year? But I'm gonna come back with the receipts because it's all written out, and we're gonna be totally transparent. Make sure y'all click that like button when y'all come out. Y'all know I'm trying to get through the algorithm. No, I don't have an OnlyFans, baby. But yeah, I'm trying to get through the algorithm, so make sure y'all click the like button. But like I said, I can't do the full video right now because we having community time, and the person said I take the funds and buy weed and alcohol and food and give money to people. What she wasn't specific to say was I give money to trans people who live below the poverty line. I give money to trans people who get minimal resources already. That's what she didn't say. I, as a person who lived below the poverty line, who has been unhoused, still sow into my community instead of hoarding the resources and keeping them for myself. And I have a PayPal and a Cash App that reflects it. That's what she didn't say. Now all of a sudden you're a he. Now all of a sudden you're a trans man. All of a sudden. Then when you tried to say you said I was homophobia. Like for someone to have knowledge of the trans community and the LGBT community, I'm gonna need you to up your language because it's not homophobia in that sense. It's homophobic. And if I was being how am I being homophobic by not acknowledging you as a trans man? How is it homophobic to call you a cis woman who is a lesbian when that's what you are? You've told me out of your own mouth you are a woman. You were born with a vagina. You've birthed 3 children. That means that you are a woman. You said that. You said, I've birthed 3 children. I'm a woman. My pronouns are she. So you are a cis woman who likes to take testosterone. You have never asked me to refer to you as a trans man. You have never asked me to refer to you with he pronouns. So that's the one thing that I want to correct immediately. We're going to get to the rest of the stuff later. But in all these years I've known you, you've never asked me to call you he. You've never asked me to refer to you as a trans man. That's where you lied, and that will not stand. So we're going to address that in this video. You are a cis woman who is a lesbian who takes testosterone. That is not homophobic. That is the truth. By your own definition, by how you speak about yourself, by how the language that you use to describe yourself. Then you said, I drug you online. Don't nobody know you. Me and you ain't never did a YouTube video together. I've never said your name in the videos. Don't nobody know who Mada is. When have me and you ever been on a YouTube video? And that's part of the problem. You weren't willing to do any public work together that we could have done remotely. We didn't have to physically be together. See, that's the beauty of modern technology. You can be in your house working on your art. You lied and said that I wanted to control the project, but when I back and I allowed you, this is not the place for that. You got to go mad. When I back and I allowed you, when I back and I allowed you to take the funds that you received to create your own, you produced nothing. You complained about what I wanted to do. You didn't want to follow it. I still gave you half of the money. I still gave you half of the money and you produced nothing. So, but right now we're not being political. Like, this is not the time to be political. I'm talking about something different. Don't come on here promoting Trump or Kamala. If you'd have said Kamala 2024, I would have deleted that too. We ain't doing none of that. Not on this live. We're not doing that on this one. So I'm going to give when I get a chance, I'm combing the receipts and everything that was said. It's gonna be the person accused me of threatening them. The person I mean, it was just at this point, you're just trying to sabotage my relationship. So at this point, that's what you're doing. And yeah, you just tried to sabotage my relationship. But oh yeah, I'm bringing the receipts. Don't worry. All of them. I'm going to read all of the emails. I've already forwarded the email to my computer so that I could sit in front of it and line for line for line, because I didn't bring them none of that. And so now, and I let them know, please, there's no need for any more resources on this project. We're good. We're moving on. This is done. Thank you. They wasn't even accurate about the money that we received the first time. Like, they wasn't even accurate about the numbers that we received the first time. And that's another way that you knew the funding wasn't coming, because when they tell you they about to send you some more money, they tell you how much. But hey, Nita. Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all click that like button, because there's 8 of y'all on here. Only one of y'all done click the like button. What's that to you, dude? But yeah, you see how I'm feeling, huh? You see how I'm feeling, huh? You see how I'm feeling. But yeah. I'm not fixing to go too deep into it right now. I'ma leave it alone. I can't wait till I get some quiet time. I can't wait till I get some quiet time. I can't wait till I get my tablet with me. I get my things in front of me. Oh, honey, this is going to be a good video. This is going to be so. Look for fighting over grant funding part 3, because this is the part 2. So this is going to be a trilogy. This is going to be a 3-part series. And when I get ready to do that part 3, honey, I'm going to break it down. And you know, it lets you know, like, I'm happy that I'm happy that it happened, because when I got ready to get my revision, when I got my revision, she said something to me, and I didn't pay it that much attention when she said it to me, but I knew it was shade. Like, when I got my revision, when I got my revision, she told me, and she said it like, she said, and don't feel bad if you got to use lube. Like, you just automatically know my shit gonna be dry up. And don't feel bad if you got to use lube. I know that's right. Huh? So you could tell it was shade. You could tell. Yeah, you could tell it was shade. Like when I got ready to get my revision, we talking on the phone. She gonna tell me she was happy to be able to speak over that process and to be able to be a part of that process. She gonna tell me, and don't feel bad if you got to use lube, baby. She was reading the shit out of me, and my old dingy butt trusting her and putting her on a pedestal, not knowing that she gritted and she played in my face. Like, you literally played in my face the whole time. And that's how much my ancestors loved me. They sent out their re-up by mistake. They sent out that they were sending some coins by mistake. And so we had to, so when I cleared up, she also tried to lie and say that I wanted to take all of the money. When it's clear the first time it came out, the receipt in the account shows that I sent you half. And then then I emailed her publicly, and I emailed her and I texted her, and I said the amount that I would give her after she produced three pieces of art. For the first thousands of dollars that she got, produced 3 pieces. 3 pieces. And because her art is such quality, she said I was trying to use her art to prop up my platform, to prop up my work. Now, if that were true, let's just bypass all the ifs and ands and buts. If I was trying to use your art to build the work that I'm doing, and to build up Laylim Layler Nation, and to build up this wholeness work, if I was trying to do that, ma'am, you're getting $1,000 for each piece you create. What was the problem? Somebody tell me, because I'm missing it. So that means that you really have been being fake this whole time, because that seemed like something you would want to just do anyway. But the fact that you're receiving such a huge incentive shows how much respect I have for you. Like, if you believe in the work that I'm doing, and you believe in the message, and you believe in the platform, then where's the in-kind service? You know what in-kind mean? I don't think you know what in-kind means. So I'm going to tell you what in-kind mean. In-kind means when you work for free, when you volunteer services. when you support something and you don't get paid, it's called in-kind service. When people volunteer and you can't pay them, you don't have any money, it's called in-kind. Did you know that? You haven't done any in-kind service. You haven't done any in-kind service since 2016 when you brought me them shoes, and when you brought me them shoes and them clothes and stuff way back in the G when we first started. But girl, you've been blessed up abundantly since then. Girl, you've been made whole multiple times since then, girl. Miss Thing, I've blessed you up since then. But you haven't done any in-kind services in years, Mom. In years. She do got some nerve. Watching. Oh no, she did. Bet you so, Bessie. I hope you paid her a instant refund. Oh, this. Messy. Yes, it's reciprocal. You have done no in-kind services in years. Then you talk about I'm using your work to prop up my platform as if I needed your work to do that. As if you're the only talented artist I know that I could get to help do that if that's what I was doing. I know that this person, you know what I realized is that I was about to make a mistake, giving a platform to this person. I was about to make a mistake. It reminds me of an instance that happened years ago, and I'm not gonna name names, but there's a trans woman in the community who started out around the time I started out, and she introduced a certain trans attracted brother to community. And years later, it was a rally at a Creating Change, and it was a whole protest. And this man was humiliated in front of a whole bunch of people at the rally. But it was a certain trans, and the video is still up. It was a certain trans woman in our community who shall remain nameless, because I'm not being that messy in this video. But the gag is the person who I'm beefing with now is a Pisces. And this person who introduced him to the community was a Pisces. Introduced that man to the community. And it turned out to be a stain on the community. And I think that's what I was about to do. Giving them a platform, letting them use me to step up into community on, because you know what you think, because you love someone and you know them for a long time, you think that if they get exposed to more community and they get more opportunities, then perhaps they'll evolve and perhaps they'll grow. I made excuses for them, but you think, if they get exposed to more, but some people just set in their ways. Some people don't want to change. Some people like themselves just the way they are. But as a grifter, they will tell you what you want to hear in order to get what they need out of you. And so I was being grifted. I can be honest. And the reason why I didn't want to see the truth is because I did know them from my childhood. We knew each other. This was the first female or cisgender woman, cisgender girl, person that I was friends with when I was little. The first one that I was cool with when I was little. And we drifted out of space with each other for 20 years. Was it 20 years? Close to, Yeah, it was definitely about 20 years because I think we rebumped into each other in my 30s. So we hadn't been around each other since I was like 14, 15 years old. And we started back speaking when I got in my 30s. So we had known each other, we had been in each other's life for about 20 years. So when she says she's known me for 30 years, she's known of me, but she has not known me. And a lot of people like to put you back to where you were when you were young. And that speaks to their character more than yours, because that tells me that you have not really grown. You have not really changed. You have not really evolved. See, the thing about me is, honey, I change like the seasons, but the seasons change, yet they stay the same. They're going to be consistent. Every year, you're going to get a winter, a summer, a spring, and a fall. Winter, summer, spring, fall. That's me. In the seasons, I change, but I'm going to go through the same thing again next year. Summer might be a little bit longer one year. Winter might be a little shorter. Spring might be a little longer than usual. Fall might be a little shorter. And the next year might be vice versa. But I'm tuned into nature. So I do change. If people be like, you change up? Yeah, because I'm nature. Yeah. You going in a whole bunch of different directions. Yeah, like the limbs on a tree. Like the roots in the ground, under the ground. Yeah. Multifaceted, multidimensional, complex entity. Yeah. Yeah. I am. Not being able to get reciprocity from your own people is sad, but we all deprived of resources to agree. Degree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why I think that I have so much patience for our hurt as a community. A lot of us, are traumatized from working extended hours, from just having to grind and not ever having an opportunity to heal ourselves from colonial trauma, from the things that have been introduced to us through the things that we're constantly being inundated with and indoctrinated with. I mean, just like it's stuff being rammed in our conscious every day. And we have to remember that there's never been an opportunity to heal from that. Reconstruction era, y'all look at that as such a great period, but it just pushed us further into it. Imagine being fresh out of slavery, not having had any therapy for slavery, and now you sitting up in Congress. Like you just kept working, like you just worked through that. And y'all think that was good for us? You think that was the hope and dream of our ancestors? For us to be up further in the institutions that were responsible? Do you know what kind of black people those had to be to get those types of positions fresh out of slavery? Do you know what type of black people those had to be mentally? Yet y'all don't understand this black trans woman who's being accused of stealing $100,000. Do you understand what type of black person you have to be to hold those types of positions fresh out of slavery? Do you understand what type of black people you had to become to hold certain positions fresh out of Jim Crow and civil rights? You have to be a black person white people trust. You have to be a black person that make white people feel safe after everything that our ancestors have endured at the behest of some of their ancestors. Imagine what you have to become. And if you think that's not going to create some sort of corruption, if you think that's not polluting the mind, if you think that that is not perverting the mind, if you think that that is not, something's not going to go on in your head where you have to create this phantom figure or this character in order to navigate that stuff, child, I couldn't. My hat's off to my sisters who tried to play that game at that capacity. My hat's off to my sisters. I used to make my little smart comments about, girl, you up on the plantation working for massa. Now I'm in a different place. I understand that it takes all kind to make the world go round. I have grown, and I don't, critique my girls and critique my sisters and put my sisters down who have taken high positions, in this matrix, who do get, to a certain pay bracket, who do get a certain status. I used to be very, very shady towards my sisters because, I consider myself an abolitionist and I give all the givings. I do, but now I only give it to you if you come for me. If you come for me, bitch, I'm coming for you. You try to read me because because of how I live, because I feel like we got two of three choices. Either you can bow your head, be quiet, and get your money, and you might not have to work that hard because if you got you a college education, just keep your head down, stay within the lines, color within the lines, and get your money. Then you got the girls who gonna get out there and they gonna work a job they comfortable with. They might do hair, do nails, where they get to be their own boss, and you could, make people look pretty and stuff like that, and work in the drag world and all that, which creates a whole nother set of challenges. The ballroom scene and all that. You could give that, and you may have a little bit of influence, but those that those arenas are extremely whitewashed. You don't see many examples of blackness in its raw form being celebrated in the black gay pageantry system, the black trans pageantry system, in the ballroom scene. You don't see, like, this is a chop. This is a chop. Now, mind you, I could stomp up and down the street and get in, but this is a chop. This would be a chop at a pageant. Even if I put on a little paint, put on some earrings, this will be a chop. We're not celebrating. You have to zhush it up and lean more towards the Caucasoid in order to really be celebrated in any of those genres. So those are heavily influenced by colonialism and Eurocentrism. And so that's a whole nother narrative. And then the other choice you have is that even in glamour and fashion, all of that is heavily influenced by the European gaze and colonialism. And so then the other choice that you have is to get benefits, to get the bare minimum that they're willing to give you, to maneuver the best way you can, to wait on your little benefits that they give you, but to stay out of those people's face so that you're not further traumatized and you don't cause harm to yourself or other people. And so those are the choices that we have as prisoners of war, because we are the descendants of prisoners of war. And it looks nice now because it's been a few hundred years. Looks a little better now. Looks less obvious now. Doesn't look as overt until you go to prison, until you go to jail, until they place them handcuffs on you. But be ye not deceived. We are prisoners of war. And so those are the choices that you have. Go into these fields where you are where you have to just bow your head and just be quiet and get your money, get your degree and get your money and be quiet. Then you have the pageantry and the ballroom scene and the glam world, and all of that is like you have to be in support of the European gaze, because those are the looks that people are coming for, because people want that crossover look. People want to get that crossover coin. And what we forget a lot of times, that when we compromise our actual freedom for financial freedom, we compromise our autonomy. We've seen countless examples of people who have had financial liberation and it costs them their personal autonomy. P. Diddy had financial liberation. Bill Cosby had financial liberation. R. Kelly had financial liberation. I could give you more and more names of people that look like this and not like this who had all of the financial liberation you could imagine. And guess what? They locked up. That's how they exploit us. Baby, ain't nothing free. Free ain't free. At this point, do we banish people? Rehabilitation can only go so far. Matt Terror said it was RuPaul. You ain't lying. I love RuPaul, but RuPaul did. But RuPaul was honest about it. Um, RuPaul said that they tried to do the Afro drag. They liked, black drag. They liked, being a beautiful black woman. And you saw that in the original content. You saw when she did Going Back to My Roots, and she had another video where, like in her first video, she would wear the afros and the afro drag, but she wasn't getting, they wouldn't let her cross over like that. So when she started wearing the blonde, wavy, and when she started wearing the straight wigs, that's when they let her cross over. So, she was honest about it, and that's what I respect about her. And that's why I don't ever badmouth RuPaul or say negative things about RuPaul, because RuPaul will be honest. And I think having to be around so many of them, because once you reach a certain level, you're going to be around more of them. You're going to be around more of this than that once you reach a certain level financially. And that is really going to influence how you communicate, how you interact, how you engage, because you've been navigating the dominant culture for so long that you're now a part of it. Um, is that the same person who dipped into the fund? They didn't dip into the funds. I put their name on everything. Like, they were included. They were getting more emails than me. That's why it was crazy. One of the comments that they made was they were afraid that I wasn't going to be transparent about how much the money was, and that I wasn't going to be open about, I was going to try to go under and lie to them. You were getting more emails than me. I'm live. You were getting more emails than me. So what are you talking about? Like, everything that was, and that transparency ended up back and fire on me, because baby, when I tell you, she used the opportunity to tell them funders everything that she could possibly fabricate and make up. But we will tap more into this later. Like I said, I got to get the receipts in front of me. I don't want to, belabor this video, because I definitely want to dive back into it again. So as y'all come on, make sure y'all click that like button. And we're going to, hey, Faith. Girl, if y'all knew how close she was. If y'all knew how close that lady was right now, girl. Sitting over here, girl. By the motherfucking TV shaking her ass, girl. Yeah, jail. But we about to get ready to get up, girl, because we got stuff to do today. And I just wanted to come on the live right fast. The people swear we not out here building community. When I tell you my sister came down here with a whole clothing closet for community, When I tell you she came down here with their whole clothing, and it wasn't no cheap stuff. It wasn't no throw away stuff. She came down here and sponsored about 5 girls' clothes. But girl, we just getting liquor and alcohol and weed and stuff. That's what we doing, girl. We not doing no real. She came down here with lace fronts for the girls, with frontals for the girls, with full laces for the girls, getting the girls ready for winter. But we around here just cocktailing and drinking. We're not doing no real work. Like we're not doing any real community building, according to her. But anyway, girl, we have a part of the tribe that's legit out here every day helping girls find housing, helping girls come up from different states. Two of the girls are helping girls. We got girls visiting the hospitals, checking on girls while they're going through their surgeries. We got girls who helping girls get set up in transitional housing, who are helping girls get set up with all their resources. Girl, Miss Laylim Layler Nation has branches, boo. And though you can't see everything we do a lot, baby. While we sitting around eating and smoking and all that stuff, we're talking about how we helped this many girls get situated in their housing, how we went and saw this girl at the hospital, the gathering that we're planning next week. So just because you can't see everything that's happening, boo, just because we don't exploit the community, you only get to see the fun times. You don't get to see the work. Don't think that the work ain't happening, poo. But anyway, until next time, down with the noun that I say cool, it keeps spinning and turning. Iangani, Iyanko, Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God, goddess. And if I am, you know you are. Bound and round, both circle and square. We too speak life, so operations beware. Sending healing to those in despair. El Babosoa, which means we come in peace, no harm to any. Laylem Layla. Remember to light your candles for past, present, and future. And I will be back with you the next time I go live with the receipts so we can really, really, really get into the teas. Amen, a woman. Love y'all. Later.